Good morning, Axial scale builders around the world. It's your boy Josh, aka Coleman, and you are now watching ScaleWars, Axial's Battle of the Builders. Alright, everybody, I hope you're wide awake, ready for the battle. We're off to a good start this morning. I feel like it's going to be a good weekend for everybody out there. So, first things first, I just want to say thank you to everyone that's been entering your builds. We've got a ton of participants so far. We've got entries lined up. I don't even know how many episodes were booked out right now, but quite a few, and I'm pretty excited for that. That shows that this show play on words. So it just shows that we have longevity here. It shows that this is it's something you guys actually enjoy. So that shows me that we're on to something. It means that we're having fun with this. We're doing good, and it's only going to get better. I mean, we're still in the beginning episodes. We're real kind of like rough around the edges. So it's only going to get better as time goes on. So anyways, you guys, I'm not going to keep babbling. Let's just get into it, all right? I'll meet you guys on the battleground. All right, you guys, on the front lines today, we've got Mr. Matthew Gentile. And Matthew is from Gillette, New Jersey. Yeah, Gillette, New Jersey. He's 16 years old. And looks like he's been subscribed to Extreme Scale Performance for about 2.5 years now. So thank you. That means you've been subscribed since you're like, 13, 14 years old, man. I appreciate that. And let's see, he started building RCs back in 2012. And today, the project he has submitted to us is this Jeep here, and he calls it Coppertone. Now, as far as the parts list goes for this bad boy, before we even get into it, I'm just going to say that's a pretty good looking Jeep. I like it. But parts list, let's see. He's got, well, starts off with an Axial SCX10 Jeep JK. It has SSD D60 axles, fully built with Axial gears and Vanquish bond-proof transmission with Axial gears and Robinson Racing. MIP drive shaft, with Axial gears and, okay, so Axial gears and Robinson Racing gears is what he meant. I got you. MIP drive shafts, Axial Icon shocks, Holmes Hobbies servo. Curious to see which one it is. Holmes Hobbies Trailmaster 3300 kV motor, and then he's got a Holmes Hobbies ESC, the waterproof edition one. So I'm assuming that's the BLE Pro most likely. Now he also has an RC 4-wheel drive Warn 1/8 Xeon winch. He says the body is fully scaled out with exclusive RC, RC 4-wheel drive, locked up RC, Madskins RC, Vanquish, and much more. Build classification, he classifies this as a trail truck and a G6 rig. And let's see, on a scale of 1 to 10, he rates it a 10. So he thinks this thing is as good as it gets. Now, I can tell you right now that won't be the case. First off, because I can see body pins. So there's points docked right there. So it can't be a 10 out of 10 in my book. But that's okay. I'm glad you have confidence in your build. And I'll be honest, at first glance, this is a good looking build. So I'm eager to get into it. Let's go ahead and start flipping through these pictures and kind of just, I don't want to say tear into it because that could be taken the wrong way, but you know what I mean. Let's just kind of like, let's see what we're working with here. All right, so first off, I like the axles. The SSD axles are extremely realistic looking. They're basically replicas of Dana 60s, and I like that. It would be cooler if you had scale hardware on them. I'll go ahead and say that. Sorry, guys. A little clogged up this morning. But it would be cooler if you had the scale hardware on them. That does look like maybe you got some, I don't know, it could be some Team K&K hardware. It might not be. We'll just give you the benefit of the doubt. I like the bumper. The bumper is nice. That's the RC 4-wheel drive one, I believe. I like that you've got the D-rings on it, or the shackles. Yeah, it looks good, man. It's all looking good. Up front, it looks real proper. I like the icon shocks. It's really realistic. I like these fenders that you have on here. Look awesome. I'm assuming those are Night Customs. You also, it looks like you have the Night Customs grill as well. So I like that a lot. Are these the halos that I'm seeing? because I can't tell 100%, but it kind of looks like it. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments. But it looks like he's got the halos, which I'm gonna assume those are the Knights Customs halos as well. So nice work on that, man. I know James from Knights Customs, and he makes some awesome stuff. So good choice, real good choice. I like that you have the jack across the hood there in an attempt to hide these horrifying body pins. Hate body pins, you guys know that, but you can still see them, so it's kind of like the attempt was there. I give you points for effort, but you also lose points for not taking 100% and just doing like a delete of some kind. So all right, let's not focus on body pins. You guys already know how I feel about that. Let's go to the next photo. All right, so this one excuse me. This one here, let's see. Something seems off. Now, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but does it seem like maybe it's jacked up a little high? Obviously, I see it's flexed up on a rock. But I'm just noticing a couple of things here. It's flexed up with this tire in the air, which means that technically this shock should be compressed, but it's not. Which leads me to believe that maybe there could be some room for tuning in here. Now, obviously, I'm not here to try to judge how well it drives by a picture, but I'm just saying, for some reason, I'm thinking that something's off because of that here. But anyways, I like the wheel and tire combination. The pit bulls look really, really nice on there. They're aggressive, really nice size. I like these pit bulls. Pit bulls in general have a cool look to them. I'm not biased or anything. I just like the look to them. These beadlock rings look good. I'm trying to put this together. I feel like I've seen these beadlock rings before, and these look like Axial 8-hole shooters. You have Axial scale hubs. I like that. I really feel like I've seen these beads before. Maybe these are like old AX10 beads, or maybe they're... I don't know. I feel like these are something else and they're painted, but I could be wrong. They can't be AX10 beads because they're 1.9. So, yeah, maybe they're aftermarket. So, anyways, I see you've got Axial links. Is that right? No? Rock crawler, it says. But I see the aftermarket links. I see the flat belly here. I see the rock sliders. Which one is this? It's Poison Spider. Is this from RC4 Drive? Is that what that is? Or Vanquish? I do not know. I think that's the RC4 Drive one. It looks good, man. I like it. I like it. I would like to see these wires up here hidden a little better. If you had like a inner fender wells right here, inner wheel wells, fenders, whatever you want to call them, that would be a nice touch to hide that. And other than that, that looks really good from that angle. Let's keep it going. From the front here, I dig it. I like it a lot. Now, you guys are going to notice something as we go through these pictures, and I don't know if it's because this is one of the older submissions or if he was just being stubborn, but he didn't submit the correct photos, so you'll see as we go through these. But that's not bad. I can't really tell a whole lot, but we've already seen the front, so let's keep it going. And here we go again, another shot of the front. You guys see what I'm getting at here? So, yeah. I like it, and now I see that you have actual headlights behind here, not just the red ones. That tells me that, yes, those were the halos. So, pretty cool. But I've seen that. So, all right, here it is with the wheels off. But that still doesn't show me anything. I can see the interior a little bit, though, so let's try to work with what we got. Can't tell entirely if that's 2-dimensional or 3-dimensional interior. It looks like it goes down some, but how much, I don't know. Got some scale details in the back, it looks like. Fire extinguisher and stuff. Compressor. The light bar is cool. I like that you put the soft top cover thing on here. That's kind of cool. You didn't go crazy with the stickers, which is nice, but you did kind of put them across the windshield. It looked like maybe a little much. It's fine, man, but you didn't send me the correct picture, so it's hard for me to really go through and judge this up. Looks like you did the door handles. These aren't just the stickers. These are like the 3-dimensional ones. That's cool. Yeah, you know, all right. Let's keep going. And there we have the back. So we can see the back and we can see the interior a little bit better. Not really that much, though. You can see that now there's a cooler in there, and he's got a CB. But still, it looks like a half driver and 2-dimensional interior. So, yeah, man, if you send me the right pictures, you have a way better chance of having a proper score. If you don't send me the correct pictures, you're probably going to have a lower score based on the fact that I can't properly judge it. I do see exhaust tips down there. That's cool. I don't know if you guys can see that, but we've got exhaust tips down there. Which means that he's got a lot of scale details. I like the smaller sized stickers here. Really cool. That almost looks like a Hono circuit sticker. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if it is, shout out to the Hono guys. I saw him watching the D1 live stream yesterday, which is cool. All right, so anyways, I like it, man. I like your Jeep. I'm not gonna lie, I like your Jeep. Honestly, I feel the stance is a little bit too high. I feel like the body should be just a little bit lower, but I have a feeling that you're doing that because these tires are so big, so that when it flexes out, you don't rub. I don't have the right picture, so I can't really judge it that much. Here's another one, shows it, being used. This looks like it's at one of the expos, probably the one over on the East Coast. I heard that's pretty fun. Yeah, man, it's cool. It looks like it does work, and I'm stoked that you entered it in, but I really wish I could have gotten some more, like, detailed photos. I wanted to see the underside. I wanted to see better shots of the interior. Yeah, but anyways, overall, it's a cool looking rig. You guys give him some feedback down in the comments. What do you think? How can he improve this rig? What do you like about it already? And yeah, do you have any tips and tricks for him? Just give him that feedback, because I don't have it all. So anyways, on to the next entry. Thank you very much. All right, you guys, our next entry is from James Klobetens. Klobetens, Klobetanz, and I suck at pronouncing names. I'm not even gonna lie. You guys know it by now. But James, what's up, bro? Thank you for entering. I do believe that I have seen this Jeep in action at Axial Fest, and it's pretty cool Jeep. Now, I could be wrong, but I believe I have actually hung out with James at Axial Fest. Now, let's go ahead and get into this. James is he's from Wildemar, California. I can't even talk today. Wildemar, California. He's 30 years old, and he has been subscribed to ESP since 2010. He's an OG. He's with it. You know what I mean? He's been around for a minute, and I respect that. Thank you very much, James. You're the homie. And actually, I believe we've even hung out at the G6. Didn't you come to the Recon G6 last year? I forget. The one up here in Oregon. Anyways, all right. James started building RCs in 2001, and this specific build he calls Project White Knight JK Axial CRC Edition. I think he just calls it the White Knight, but that's what he put down, is all that. So as far as his parts list, we're going to get into it, and we're going to talk about all the stuff you guys are seeing here on this Jeep. It's pretty good looking, and plus this photo is looking pretty dope too. I mean, yeah, pretty cool looking build, man. Screaming America to me for some reason. So anyways, detailed parts list goes something like this. Front to back, the front bumper is RC 4-wheel drive Rampage Recovery RC 4-wheel drive worn 9.5 CTI winch. Working, he says. A Knight custom Angry Eye grill with core support and RIP intercooler, which is really cool. I've seen those in person. Knight custom Smitty built RC fenders front and rear. Custom inner fenders by me, he says. All right, so I can see those myself. Those are awesome. Knight custom Stingray hood piece. RC 4-wheel drive working high lift jack. RC 4-wheel drive Baja Design Squadron lights. Canoe is Base Pro Shop white water playset. Land Anchor is Mad Dog RC products. Light bar is of my own creation, so he made his own light bar. That's cool. Body is a stock Axial CRC edition. Rock or Vanquish. I think he's talking about the Rock Sliders, or the Vanquish Poison Spider Rock Brawlers, which I believe are the exact same ones we saw in the last one as well, and I called them RC 4-wheel drive. So, correction on that. That's my bad. Let's see. Knight's Custom. Let's see. Night Custom Rooftop Exo Cage with Proline Roof Basket. Scale accessories are Proline Water Jug, Custom Tow Rope, Spare MIP Drive Shafts, RC 4-wheel drive ratcheting strap, small Bluetooth speaker, working roof basket, light, or lights, Night Custom rear spare tire rack with 2 fuel roto packs and tow roto water packs. Man, there's a lot of stuff on this one. Custom made scale firewood pack. Roof rack ladders from a Benchcraft Custom. Rear bumper is stock Axial. Let's see. Rear working worn 9.5 CTI winch. So he has a rear winch on this bad boy too. The chassis is all stock Axial. Axial housings are Boom Racing fat axles. Front and rear with the pineapple gear sets from Boom Racing. Boom Racing link kit front and rear. Steering servo is high-tech HSM 7990TH, which I believe that stands for titanium gears. The shocks are RC 4-wheel drive King shocks, 100 millimeters. Drive shafts are MIP. Transmission case is stock with Robinson Racing gears. Motor is Tekin 35 turn hand wound. ESC is Axial AE2 with some tuning. Battery is Jins Ace 500 milliamp 50C hard case. The tires are BF Goodrich TAKO2s. Rims are China replica Method 105s, and the inner fenders are of his own creation, he says, which I think he said that earlier. But that's pretty slick. That's pretty slick. So, all right. Man, that was a lot to go through. Now, am I missing any? Okay, so now he classifies this as a trail truck, and on a scale of 1 to 10, he rates it an 8. So he thinks it's up there, but he doesn't think it's the best. He's leaving room for improvement. So that's fair. Now, as far as people he would like to give a shout out to, he would like to give a shout out to James at Night Customs, and he would like to give a shout out to Boom Racing. He would like to give a shout out to RC 4-wheel drive. He would like to give a shout out to Brock's RC Repair, and he would like to give a shout out to RC for a Cure. So shout out to all of you guys. Thank you very much for helping James get his build on point. And James, thank you very much for entering and supporting. Now we're about to go into this. You guys ready? Let's see what we're working with here. Now, initial impression. For me, it's legit. It looks like it has a lot of his own personality into it. It looks like it gets used, which is very important. It looks like he's had it for a while, because there's wear and tear on a lot of stuff, and other things that are kind of new. So it shows that it's had like a ongoing transition, which is kind of cool. I love how loaded down it is with scale accessories, but in a realistic manner. It's not just a bunch of stuff thrown on there. It looks to be like it's, an actual overland style Jeep. Like he's going on a camping trip. He's hitting the Rubicon Trail maybe. He's going to go out for a weekend, or maybe a few days or a week or something. Go have some fun out in the wilderness. It looks like he's built and ready to do the job. Now, as far as things that are bugging me, there's a handful of things that are bugging me. First off, I don't know if it's bugging you guys as much as it is me, but the inner fenders, I am stoked that you made them yourself. It's great that you made them. That's just the whole point. You need to have inner fender wells, and there's no super specific way to make them look. I mean, there's all kinds of aftermarket inner fender wells in real life that you can get for these JKs. So, but what bugs me is the fact that they're white, and you just left them white and then let them get dirty. I know that the Jeep itself is white, but I would have liked to see those painted to match the fenders themselves, all black. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, and I'm sure somebody out there can find a Google picture of a white inner fender, but I don't. It just doesn't look right to me. I think they should be black, and if you were to take that shock off and just hit them with a little paint real quick, darken them up, I think it would look awesome. It would blend a lot better, and it would take my eye off of your inner fender well and put it more onto the rest of the Jeep and everything else that's going on. Yeah, it would make the shock pop out and look a little bit better. Everything would look better, I think, if that inner fender well was black and if it was trimmed to match the chassis just a little bit better, to where basically like it ran the line of the chassis. I think that would look awesome. Anyways, let's move on from that. Sticker placement's looking good. Yeah, I love the homemade light bar. The fact that you did that yourself is really cool. Let's get off this picture. We've been on it for a while. Let's go to the next one. But first off, too, I do like this. All right, the fact that you use the Boom Racing fat axles. A lot of people are instantly, hating on putting any of these Chinese brand axles and stuff on their builds, but I've seen these axles work really well, and it's a good inexpensive upgrade, puts a lot of weight down low. So yeah, I think that's a pretty cool upgrade. And you're not, I don't know. There's a lot of people go Vanquish for the axles, and I like Vanquish as well, but it's nice to see this. I do wish that you had the servo off of these though, and I believe they offer a version that has the servo mounts removed, so then you could do a CMS kit and a 3-link. That would be pretty cool with the panhard bar. Just add that extra realism to it. Also, and I know you probably don't want it, but you can always run a super soft sway bar, would just add that little extra touch up here. And I can't tell if there's disc brakes in the front or not, but I see that there isn't any in the back. So another thing you could add would be some disc brakes. Just, extra touch of realism. Scale hardware would also be another touch you could add. But I like it, dude. Overall, this thing's looking beast right now. Next picture. All right. And sorry I sat on that one for a while. That was kind of like my fault. I really liked that picture. It was a good picture, and it just showed a lot. It's what I like to see. Now here on the front, I can see some things that are bugging me a little bit, and that's the fitment of the Night Customs grill to your body. It looks like you cut a little bit much out, or maybe it's just not tucked in as good as it could be. I'm not sure, but I would like to see that fit a little bit better. It takes away from the realism. Now, you are working with a Lexan body, and I know you can only do so much with a Lexan body, but you're doing pretty good. You're doing pretty good with it. It looks nice. Also, I don't know if these come like that or if you sanded it any or what, but I'd like to see these a little bit smoother. If James is watching, I don't know. Maybe he could clarify what resolution this is, but I know if I remember right, you can get different resolutions maybe when you order that stuff, or they make things in different resolutions, but this would benefit from a little sanding as well. I mean, I'm nitpicking here. It's not that big of a deal really, but I like it. You got the jack up top, seems to be a popular thing to do. I've done that myself as well. Got the squadron style lights up here. It looks good. Yeah, D-rings, the bumper's proper. Yeah, it's a good looking Jeep so far. It's real similar to the last one we saw, so you guys can see both of these guys will lose a little bit in originality just because it's such a common thing, but not a lot, because there's a lot of originality in their in the way they went about building them. So, all right, next picture. Wait a minute. Why do we have so many of these? Oh, okay, I thought we had a whole bunch of pictures, but it's actually because I'm zoomed in. All right, there we go. Here's an action shot. Now, I like this. This shows this thing doing work. The scale hubs look great on there. Those are just the Axial ones, I believe. Some scale hardware would really, really just set that off. Man, that's a great shot. Thank you for taking good shots, James. I appreciate that. Now, here's what's bugging me. This interior is just, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. This is soft, bro. Soft interior. You can do better than that. I know you can. Now, you don't have to get rid of the whole body. I've seen guys cut up these interiors out of these and actually build in them, so you can build your own custom interior inside of this Jeep body. I know you put a lot of work into the body with all the Night Customs parts and your handmade parts and things like that, so maybe cut out that interior and do a custom interior. Keep the dashboard, maybe keep the center console, and whip up your own stuff for the rest of it. Just do the rest of the build justice. I mean, because that's just solid. Look at, you see what I'm saying? You go from looking at this type of epicness, like this little shot right here, that looks like a real Jeep almost. That looks awesome, right? That looks great. And then you slide over to the back, that looks great, right? Just looks awesome. All this stuff. But then you go here and it's like, it looks like a toy. I don't know. I'm not trying to beat up on your build, but that interior is taken away from the rest of it. All this up here, look at this. This is just epic. Look at all this loaded down, man. I like this. Straps everywhere and just wood in the back like he's going camping for sure. Got the roto packs all done. Everything's legit, man. I love it. Even got the antenna. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but he's got a little antenna mounted up here. That's cool, dude. He did a lot on this. A lot of little things. For a handmade light bar, this is well done. I like that. Did a good job. I like the hood. Everything's nice on this. What's bugging me though is these inner fenders and that interior. So let's keep it moving. All right, from the top, this is looking nice. You can really see it. Looks like you got a speaker on there too. Got a little Bluetooth action. I didn't even notice that at first, so good job at just kind of making that blend in. Probably just enough to give you some beats, if you're just sitting there hanging out, taking a little break. You got some actual tools on here so you can really actually work on the trail. It definitely uses this for Recon G6s. Got it, you can see the drive shaft. Got the ratchet strap. Nicely done. Very, very nicely done on the Scale accessories. I also see those right here. Axial Fest. Yeah. Getting it done, man. Alright. Another nice shot. It's looking good. I like it. I like it a lot. Here's the interior. You can really see what I'm talking about. There's just not a whole lot to say here. There's nothing there, man. We just need these two-dimensional interiors to go away. We need three-dimensional. I think we're past the two-dimensional phase. Now, I know we're going to have a lot of them on this show, so it's okay. But I think in general, we should all start working towards more of a three-dimensional situation. This is a great look. The tire is way too small, though. I'd like to see a slightly bigger tire back there, maybe, just to match. I don't know. I get it. I mean, it's just a spare. It doesn't even have to be the right size. But it looks kind of funky. I like that you have the winch in the back too. That probably comes in handy a lot when you're doing Recon G6. Definitely cool. It's a good looking rig, man, in America. I know not everybody watching this is in America, but I'm born and raised in America, so shout out to us Americans. Yeah, buddy. And shout out to everybody else as well. I don't hate anybody, man. I love everybody. All countries are cool with me. Alright, so Scale Builders Guild. Shout out to Scale Builders Guild. Awesome. I like all this. He's repping right here for I think that's the cancer ribbon, if I'm correct. You guys, if you know what that ribbon is, let me know in the comments. Yeah, it's good looking, man. It's good. There's not a lot I can say. I think I've said pretty much everything I can about this. It looks great. This is definitely a proper build. I just needs those finishing touches. I just noticed this too. This ladder, that is cool. I really like that, man. I like the ladder. It's all beat up. That's awesome. All right, so yeah, like I said, I've said pretty much everything about it. You're missing a mirror. You might want to find that. But I'm sure you lost it the right way. So anyways, good job. It looks pretty good. Underneath, that's what I was waiting for. What do we got under here? The axle is nicely used. Look at this axle. Beat. I love it. That's what I like to see. Look at these links. Beat. drive shaft, rusty, beat. That's awesome. I love to see them used. I mean, every scratch on here is a moment of fun. That's what I think of. Awesome, 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 awesome. Looks like a single, the upper link is like one of those single piece ones in the front anyways. I can't tell on the back. It looks good, man. And I'm not seeing any breaks though, so maybe get some brake discs for sure. That would definitely help set this off. Yeah, and if you could even go performance, get the beef tube ones, or the the beef tube. Oh, I forget the name of them. But anyways, they have beef patties. That's what they're called. Man, contagious yawn. If you just yawn too, put it in the comments. Put everything in the comments. All right, that's it. That's all the pictures I got for this one. James, thank you very much for entering. A couple of recommendations underneath here. Paint stuff black, man. This is just this. I mean, you don't have to paint everything in black. You know, it is cool that this is all dirty. I will say that, and I know I've had a couple of people in the comments kind of argue the fact that, you know, a lot of undercarriages are painted body color, and this thing is white. So, I mean, yeah, I get it, and I like that it's dirty. You know, I like that it's dirty. That's realistic. I feel like it should look like this though, like everywhere, but you know what I mean? Maybe I'm wrong. You guys let me know in the comments. But look at all this room you got. Cut this thing open, get a real interior put in this bad boy, hide these wires a little bit more. I can see your battery pretty good still. One of the things I recommend doing to a lot of people is just paint your battery black, and then take the sticker off it, paint it black, and then put the sticker back on it, and then you can still know what battery you're messing with for charging purposes, things like that. But then it's not so obvious looking. And yeah, that's about it, man. It looks really good. I like this a lot. It's a cool build. Maybe put a shorter screw in here. It looks like you got slightly too long of a screw in that axle. Oh, and a bunch of them, it looks like. Maybe shorten them screws up a little bit. But yeah, it looks good, bro. You did a great job. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you for entering. Hopefully I'll see you at Axial Fest, man. We'll hang out again. And yeah, all right, you guys, on to the next build. All right, you guys, our third and final entry for today's episode of ScaleWars comes from my buddy, Elio Dianda. And I always say his name wrong. Sometimes I say Elio, sometimes I say Elio, but I believe it's Elio Dianda. And he's the man. I'm not going to lie. He is one half of the notorious group known as 2 Chainz Scalers. They do tremendous amounts of work and promotion in this hobby. They bring tons of kids into it and families, and they really, really do an amazing job of promoting the scale lifestyle. So shout out to him and his partner Adam, who helps him with 2 Chainz. They're great guys, man. These two, when you go to Axial Fest, I guarantee you're going to bump into these two guys, and chances are you might even get something from them. They're always handing out cool things, swag and stickers, like just all kinds of stuff, man. Giving high fives and putting people on camera, and they did a trailer giveaway. They're just great guys. So shout out to 2 Chainz Scalers. Hope to see you guys at Axial Fest again, man. Maybe we'll get some more time to hang out this year. Last year was a little rushed. So first things first, you guys, can you see this build? This is a cool looking build right here. He always builds cool stuff, and he does a great job of making very minimal changes to stock vehicles to make them look more realistic. Now, this one, we're going to go ahead and, we're going to nitpick on it. So, obviously, even though he's a friend of mine, just like James, he's not getting any slack here today. So, let's go ahead and talk about him a little bit. He is from Roseville, California. He is 50 years old, which, you know what? I should say 50 years young. This gentleman acts like he's probably 22 years old, man. He's got more energy than most people I know. I'm 33 years old now, and he has got more energy than I do. So you wouldn't know he's 50 if you met the guy. He has been subscribed to Extreme Scale Performance for a while now. I would say a couple of years. He says, we've been friends, or he says, been friends with this dude the first Axial Fest, I met this cool cat. And so we've been friends like, I want to say 2 or 3 years now. So, and then as far as what year he started building RCs, he started building Scalers 5 years ago. But he's been building RCs since he was 15. And he's 50, so just think about that. His first one was a Tamiya Sand Scorcher, which is awesome. If you guys don't know about those, they're legendary. Now, this project in particular, he calls Old Iron. It's a stock SEX 10-2 RTR, so bone stock under there. Pretty cool. And he does another good, this is something else he does, is he is a driver. Now, if you watch his videos on Facebook, you'll see he can not just build, but he can drive. The man can drive. So I can guarantee you this thing has probably already got some miles on it and will be getting beat thoroughly at Axial Fest. So, all right, let's take a look at his parts list. What do we got? And I apologize, guys. I'm looking at the parts list off screen. I have a feeling here pretty soon I'm going to figure out a way to incorporate that if I can find an appropriate way of doing it. Oh, excuse me. So, detailed parts list consists of custom bumpers, boat sides, cage, Proline Bronco body, cut the roof off to make a topless trail rig, painted the Lexan silver on the inside and sanded the outside so we could add flat green to the body. This way it shows scratches when you hit a rock and when it takes paint away. Pretty smart move. And also he says he used a nail to poke holes in the body for rust and added flat brown to the rust. So pretty slick move. This build classification, he classifies it as a trail truck, and on a scale of 1 to 10 he rates it a 6. So that's a pretty fair rating. Now as far as who he would like to give shout outs to, let's see. He would like to give shout outs to, what's he say? It says, to my sponsor, CKRC, my best friend Adam, who helps me put on 2-chain scalers, and all the great people who make this hobby awesome. That's awesome. Shout out to CKRC. That's actually one of my sponsors as well. So technically, me and Elio are teammates. And, shout out to Adam. He says that's the same gentleman I was speaking about earlier, the other half of his 2-chain scalers crew, and these guys are just awesome, man. They're great characters, and all the people that make this hobby awesome. So that means all you guys, man. He's giving a shout out to all you guys. Just kind of shows the type of guy he is. He's just one of them guys. So all right, let's look at his build. Let's go ahead and eyeball this bad boy here. First things first, I like it. I love the color. I love the bumper. I like the wheel entire combination. I love the cage work. I like it a lot. I like the aging. Now, here's what I don't like. The simplistic Lexan body look. You can see here there's not much molding. There's no actual grill or headlight bezels or anything in here. Maybe some more paint detail around those bezels would have been nice or something. The way the fenders are cut, it's okay. It's Lexan. It's really hard to give it any dimension. It always looks paper thin. When you get up to the top, there's no line for the hood. That kind of bugs me. It's just all blends from the fender to the grill to the headlight bezels into the hood into the A-pillar here, and it's just all one thing. I would have liked to see some lines, maybe even just drawn in there, would really, really help set that apart. And just kind of, it would help show a little bit more of a distinguished look. You could tell then, okay, well, there's a hood, everything. It just make it a little bit more realistic. And then maybe add, a little bit, like how you got this rust on here. I think you probably have a little rust down around here on the bottom lips and stuff. Maybe add a little more rust. The rust I like a lot. Maybe add some more to it. There's also no, what is that called? There's no rear view mirrors, or not rear view mirror. There's no rear view mirror, but I guess you don't always have to have those in these. But there's no mirrors on the side, so that's something else that's missing. But it's not horrible. Like you said, it's an RTR. It's very lightly modified, but it looks great. So on to the next picture here. This is the rear shot. This is cool. I like how you did this, man. The bumper setup is really cool. I'm assuming this is custom made because I don't recall seeing this anywhere. And I mean, I could be wrong, but this looks custom made. This is a Scale by Chris gas can here. That's the SBC. I recognize that. The BF Goodrich tires look awesome on here. I love that you went with the old school military style wheels or wagon wheels, the Steelies, whatever you want to call them. I guess they're not the wagon wheels. What do you guys call these ones? I forget what these are called. But I like that a lot. Very, very cool setup. I like that it's offset to the right. I don't know. I really like that. Let's look at the next picture here. Also what is this? Hold on, before we go to the next picture. Are those speakers or lights? They look like they're welded onto the cage too. The cage is really cool in this. In the background, you can see a couple shout outs. Zonk's Garage Customs. That's his actual thing where he makes all of his, custom RC projects and his trailers and everything. I believe you can buy some of his work as well, so definitely check him out. His Tech Pass up there. Got the CKRC little banner up there. Yeah, definitely into some rock crawling. Look at that. Looks like a Suzuki or something. All right, here's the front shot. Very, very, very proportionate. I mean, this works wonders for my OCD. I love how it's all perfectly proportioned. I mean, everything's lined up. Just look at that. Dead center. That's awesome. Looks great. Like I said, though, it's just missing all that detail in the body. The body is really missing the detail. But it looks good. And those new SEX 10.2 axles, bone stock, look great. I really don't think you need to do a lot. And this, obviously, it's the RTR. He said so. But you can tell by these links as well that it's the RTR. I have one myself. I really like it. So, all right, here's looking at the driver's side from the top on the interior. It's two-dimensional, just like the last one. I really don't like those at all. I have zero love for the half interior things. But I do like that he took some fabric and tried to actually make the interior kind of like era-specific. You know what I mean? Like it looks like a tweed style, cover over him. That's cool. And you can also see the cage work. Very nice work on the cage. Here's another shot of the side. You can see a little bit of that. I wish I could see some more of it, but yeah. I like the aging. I'm yawning, man. Goodness. Maybe sand off the top up here a little bit. It's a little rough around the top. I don't know if you did that on purpose or not, but I know you do a little better than that. Looks good though, man. This is such a cool truck. The color just really sets it off. And here it looks like maybe you're getting little scratches already. That's cool. I think this is a little bump right here is for the key hole, so maybe you could put something there just to make it look like there's actually a keyhole there. And top shot. That's great. Looks good, man. I love the poke on the tires. They don't stick out too much. The proportions on this are really, really nice. Here's the passenger side on the interior. It looks good. The cage comes right to the edge of the body. I mean, really did a good job on this cage. Alright, underside. Nice. Look at the exhaust. Wow. Wow. I like that exhaust, man. That's really cool. I wonder, where does it go to? Where does it come from? Is it just from right there? Looks like it comes off the chassis. That's cool. I like that exhaust a lot. Alright. And then he's got the skids under here. I like that. The little slider plates and everything, rock sliders. Looks good, man. Just simple, real simple, and not a lot. But you know what? I don't see like any wiring mess or anything. I think that's a wire right there, but it's actually kind of hard to tell. I'm pretty sure that's wire. Good job, man. Wow. There's the man himself. Now, you guys may not know this about him, but this guy right here is and I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, I really do, but he's a cancer survivor, and he is a big inspiration to me. He may not know that, but when I see this guy and what he does and how happy he is and how hard he goes with all of this stuff, it inspires me to step my game up. It's people like him that that remind me of just how precious life is, and how something as simple as RC can bring us all together and allow us to have a good time. It's people like him that I like to be around, when I'm doing this RC stuff. He's not mad, when he's playing with his RCs. He's not out there fighting and whining about rules and, yelling because he doesn't get what he wants, or, complaining because things aren't going the way he expected them to, or whatever. If an event's canceled, he's not, throwing fits and everything and making a big scene. Like, he's just a great guy, man. He's always the positive one in the situation. Him and Adam both. I mean, these guys are like, they're worth. When you go to Axial Fest, I highly recommend tracking these two down, taking a picture with them, and just saying what's up, getting to know them, shake their hands. Great people, man. So thank you very much, Elio, for entering. I really, really appreciate it, man. And here's his final photo, I believe. Yep, this is his final photo, and this is inside of his Scale garage. This is a great shot. I really like this. The Scale hubs look great on there. These BFGs are perfect. Yeah, dude, you could not have done a better job with this. I mean, as far as you can always do a better job, but as far as what you were going for, I know what you were doing. You were trying to show people like a nice, clean budget build. You're also, if I remember right, you're trying to show people how reliable the stock Axial SCX-10-2 is, and I'm pretty sure he's been running this for a while now. So if anyone's going to show how reliable it is, it's going to be Elio. The guy drives all the time. He's always taking his rigs out, and he does all this work with full-time job, if I remember right. So this guy is hardcore, man. He's really about this life, and I'm very, very thankful that he decided to enter his building. And he's got some more, so hopefully we'll see some more of his stuff. Anyways, you guys, that is it for today. I don't want to keep you on your Saturday. It's supposed to be nice out, so get out there, get them trucks on the trail, get some tires dirty, keep the shiny side up, rubber side down, and you know what it is, man. Peace and chicken grease. Now, before I get out of here, actually, I want to remind everybody that you can see all the scores over on the ExtremeScalePerformance.com website. Go to the ScaleWars tab and just scroll down to the bottom, and you will see all the scores there. Everybody's rated basically the same way I judge everyone on the same scale, and so it's all pretty fair. But remember, it's all for fun, so just the scores are just for fun. They don't really matter. And also, if you guys want to enter your own builds, make sure that they're Axial based. Got to have Axial gears. Basically, if I can't put Axial gears in the axles, if I can't put Axial gears in the transmission, and if it doesn't have some form of an Axial skid plate or chassis or cage, then it's not getting on the show. It's got to be Axial based. Other than that, do your worst, man. I want to see what you guys can do, and you can enter at the exact same location, www.extremescaleperformance.com /ScaleWars, I think, something like that. So under the ScaleWars tab. And that'll do it, man. You guys, thank you very much, everyone that entered today. Your builds are awesome. And hopefully I wasn't too rough on anybody. You guys give them some feedback in the comments. And I'm going to get up out of here, man. I got a hopefully good day ahead of me. Peace and chicken grease, everybody. Yeah, I'm out of here.